Welcome, hello. It's time for Blocktalk. We're on Bitcoin block 424934. Coming along, we'll be at this top of the clock here, which means we got another difficulty change happening. Remember, guys, if life gets difficult, don't worry, it will readjust. So we got some awesome sponsors. As usual, KCI, Crypto Commerce International. This wonderful team of security professionals is doing a lot to help the Bitcoin space because like Bitcoin doesn't really have like a 1-800 number or tech support line. So these guys are kind of filling that void with their Bitcoin debit cards and their crypto academy. There's some really cool projects coming down the pipeline from Starcoin, and yeah, they're even going to be looking at doing kind of an educational conference. Check them out at cryptocommerce.com. They also are sponsored by Jumbucks. So Jumbucks is a currency that's offering useful tools like a Decred stake pool. So Decred's a proof of work, proof of stake hybrid. But if you want 100% uptime on your proof of stake, like you don't want to keep your computer on all the time, you can create a multi-sig with their stake pool, which will allow you to stake 24 hours a day. And then there's even a helpful chat room, the Jumbucks Slack, if you want to kind of learn more about boosting your profitability with Decred, because there's a lot of nuances with the currency. So yeah, check it out, sign up today, and yeah, there's even a conversation going on right now. Speaking of conversations, I'll also have the live chat going here if anyone has any questions. And yeah, feel free to ask. And on today's show, we have Decent. So let's find out how decent the Decent Foundation is. Or am I pronouncing it wrong? Maybe it's Descent. Anyways, hi, I'm Alex, and we have the CEO, Matt. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Hi Alex, fine. I'm in China now, and it's early morning over here, so it must be night where you are, right?
Yeah, it's a late night, so I got my beers going. If you got a beer, I won't judge. Sometimes the early morning, that's what you need.
Yeah,
But,
sure. I'm having just my water, Chinese water actually.
oh, well, at
And I
least
hope you're in Beijing, so this is what they provide.
geez, how warm is it there? 'Cause I know it's boiling hot over here.
Pardon?
How warm is it there? Because it's a boiling hot day over here.
I think it should be about 30 degrees Celsius outside. I just look outside of the window. Yeah, but the smoke is just too bad outdoors, so I prefer to keep my window shut
Uh,
and use the air conditioning.
yeah, maybe you'll bust open a can of canned air. You know that movie Spaceballs? They just crack the can of air. They can breathe
Yeah.
it in because all the fresh stuff. But so why don't you tell us about what you're doing in China and about the project that you founded?
So I'm in China for a month already, and I spoke at the various conferences. I think more than at four conferences in mainly in Shanghai and in a small city next to Beijing. The reason is that there is nothing happening in Europe in the Bitcoin space and blockchain space during the summer, right? Everyone is on holidays, taking vacation, and But this is not the case in China, right? July was full of great blockchain and Bitcoin conferences all over China. So I was invited as a speaker to a few of them, and I was mainly presenting Decent, the future of digital content distribution using blockchain. We are going to launch this project at the beginning of next month. We are having ICO, Decent Software Sale. So everyone is invited to participate. There are more information on our website. And I can tell you that the audience now in China is really excited about what we are doing. And we are having a massive support from the local community. Just to give you an example, I set up a QQ group for Decent. And in one day, so in something like less hours, we had more than 180 followers and members in that group. So I was doing a QQ hangout the same day, and they really liked it. And we set up a new one for I think in about 2 weeks. before I leave China. So let me tell you maybe a few words about Decent. We are focusing on digital content distribution using blockchain, and we aim to be the future of decentralized media. We are trying to get the middleman out of the equation, the unnecessary middleman. So just try to imagine you are an ebook author, right? You write an excellent ebook and you want to sell it, right? You want to monetize your time and work and so on. So we go to Amazon, right? And then you find out there are terms and conditions you have to comply with, and they might not accept you, right? So just try to imagine they accept you. So you get published on Amazon and you agree with Amazon on the price, right, of your book. So let's say it's $10, right? And you are lucky, so you sell 1,000 copies in 1 week. So you should get $10,000, right? But this is actually not the case, because Amazon takes 40 to 60% of it, a cut. So there is a fee of 40 to 60% of your revenue. So you get 4,000 to 6,000 instead of 10,000, right? So this fee is exorbitant, and this kind of middlemen and players are very similar in the music industry. Just you can see iTunes, right? How much the artist get out of it, right? So when you take, for example, Netflix, right? Movie producer. So there is a subscription fee and so on. You pay, I don't know, $10 or $20 per month, your subscription fee, and then you watch digital content, right? But try to imagine you are in Europe and you subscribe to Netflix. So how much of the content that is available in the US you get in Europe? Just try to guess how many percent. Any idea?
Oh, sorry, my mute. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like 10%.
Yeah, I think it's probably like 20 to 30% maximum. So for the same price or even for more. So people in many different places in the world are disadvantaged, right? I'm currently in China and there is no Netflix, right? To connect to this Hangout call, I'm using my 4G, right, my phone, because Wi-Fi in the hotel is too bad, and I need to use a VPN because Google is blocked in China. So the freedom on the internet is just I think not there at this time in various countries. So this is what we are aiming to change with Decent. So with Decent, if you publish any kind of content, any kind of digital content, either it is a book, an ebook, a video, or a piece of music, or even software, right? Think Steam or indie games or whatever, marketplaces like this. You get 100% of the revenue. There are no middleman fees. And this is thanks to the blockchain technology, advanced blockchain technology we use. So there is no need to middlemen to verify payments, do escrow and so on. Everything is in the blockchain and secured by cryptography instead of promises of some big guys from oligopolies, media oligopolies.
Okay. Yeah, because I found it interesting you mentioned Amazon, and I actually was watching a video today about an author who wants to self-publish on Amazon, because he started by listing this thing on his website for free, and then having it as a download, and then people are having a hard time getting it on their Kindles. So he's like, okay, I'll put it in the Amazon store, and you can't even list it for free on Amazon. You actually have to charge like $1 or something, because Amazon needs something to take a cut of. Like, that's where they make their money back. So there's no real method for them to get through. Andrew is on the call here with Decontrol, our normal live audience, but we had some technical issues, so I'll see if I can talk for him. But he's saying Amazon censors ebooks a lot too. I've heard of authors doing clever things to evade such censors with their titles and such. So, can you, I guess, explain I guess, how this is a blockchain and like what sort of, I guess, similarities there are to, like, say, Bitcoin, and kind of what's maybe different?
All right. So if you think Bitcoin, so Bitcoin has done to finance, we are doing to digital content distribution. So okay, so just imagine you want to send money from Canada to China, right? So most of the people would use SWIFT, just the bank transfer, right? And that takes about I don't know, 2 or 3 days, or 2 or 3 business days actually. If you do it on Friday, that you are not very lucky. And there is an exorbitant fee of maybe $20 or $30 for this transfer. Plus, of course, the currency exchange. You know, the bank has a business model also on top of this. So Bitcoin, you know, you can send money from Canada to China within 10 minutes, right? The first confirmation, and you know, you can just exchange it to local currency over here using an exchange. So the whole transactions can be done in a few hours instead of few days, right? So it's like sending email. So and we are doing this to digital content. So you want to publish an ebook, so you just upload it to the network, right? You put a price tag, you create a promotional page with a description, you put a photo, I don't know, whatever links, and you publish it, and you can instantly start selling it. And the people connected to the decentralized peer-to-peer system, right? So it's something like a network. You have Bitcoin, something like Bitcoin. You have Bitcoin miners. You have Bitcoin wallets, right? We have also miners. We have also wallets. So people see it instantly, right? We are building a very advanced search algorithm that would find the top content over there and facilitate to people to find what is the best for them. So this is on the basis of a recommendation engine. Because of course if people upload data to this, and there would be a lot of data, a lot of different authors competing. But we are also dealing with this. We have this recommendation engine based on advanced AI, and we are working on development of this, and we would like to deploy it. So just get back to Bitcoin. The author puts a price tag, right? We use our own coin, our own crypto fueler called the DCT, and people put a price tag in DCT and start to sell it instantly. And once someone buys it, they receive the money. It also takes just a few minutes, and they get actually 100% of the revenue. So if they sell it for $10,000, right? They say they'll sell 1,000 books for $10. They get $10,000, and there is no censorship or bowdlerizing of the content, right? It's just like Bitcoin. I don't know, you pay me for water that I ship to you, or I don't know, or for this drink, or I ship you my computer, or you buy it from me, or you pay by my work by Bitcoin. So this is the same with this, and whatever content you put there, people can purchase it, right? And you receive 100% of the fees, and this is 100% of your revenue, and this is all secured by blockchain. So speaking technology-wise, a little bit, if I can get a little bit more into technical details.
Oh, please, yes.
Yes, we are currently in the post proof of concept stage. So we have a working prototype that we tested on a couple of nodes, something like a few tens of nodes, and it works well. But still, we are working on the optimization of it. So for the prototype, for the POC, we took the blockchain that is in Peercoin. So they somehow derived from Bitcoin. So we are using Peercoin blockchain. Then we are using a modified BitTorrent, and we have done a lot of work on the networking layer, so the content delivery. Because the problem with BitTorrent is that there is no redundancy, right? So if you upload some data into BitTorrent, you are not sure that the data is there all the time. But we would like to ensure the content delivery and redundancy, that the data is there 100% of the time. So we are now working on this data distribution protocol, which will be in the live version that would come out next year, at the beginning of next year, on the real system.
So I saw your demo. Oh, get a little echo. You have like you can pay for leechers and you can pay for seeders. So there's kind of like a contract service going on here, like where I upload something and then I pay for a certain amount of people to host it. So that's kind of where the redundancy comes in. Like it's not like everybody has every piece of content. It's just I put out a contract and how are they kind of making sure that like you do have say 7 seaters and like then they're getting paid? Like what happens if only 6 people host my content?
Yes, you can put this kind of redundancy in there, but we have this right now. We choose the number of seeders and the number of times. So there is kind of a smart contract. So a number of days, number of seeders, and the size actually of the file you are hosting, because there is a difference to host the 4K movie and an ebook, right? And 5 GB file and the 1 MB file. So we want to protect the network from spam. So there is a very small fee for publishing in the matter of cents, let's say. So yes, so you can choose, the number of seeders to make it more redundant, but unfortunately, currently we cannot guarantee the seeders will be always online. So this is the one of the major issues we want to deal in the real system when it will be launched in this network.
Okay.
So we want to guarantee that the data will be there 100% of the time.
So you guys have basically built like a layer on top of BitTorrent to try and like I guess provide more incentivization for people to participate in the network. Because right now, like BitTorrent is completely voluntary. Like you're just like good content usually has more seeders, but you guys are trying to make it so I can pay, and then regardless of how popular my content is, somebody's going to be paid to store it. Is that kind of I guess the whole premise of the system?
Yes, it's like a Bitcoin miner. So if you have a resource, for example, your laptop, you are not, I don't know, you're using all the day, and you want to make some, you want to monetize your time. You just plug it into this network, and you dedicate a certain space on your hard drive, let's say 10 GB, and you can mine. You can just make the network running and mine. So. And get DCT for your time instead of just hosting BitTorrent files. And all the content that you are hosting is encrypted, so you actually don't know what you are hosting. It's just data. So unlike in BitTorrent, everything is encrypted until it is paid by the authors.
Oh, so I'm actually like my content's getting broken down into shards. So it's like when I pay for 7 leechers or 7 seaters, sorry, there might be actually like 30 people hosting it, but it's you need 7 of them online to be a complete copy. Kind of. So maybe I'm overthinking it slightly, but no one's holding the complete file, right? Or
yes,
okay.
it's like this. Yes, the current version. But we are working on the continuously on improvements to guarantee that the data would be there 100% of the time.
Okay.
Because we are actually getting in China into video streaming, into decentralized Netflix, and we are going to manufacture, these are the development plan, we are going to manufacture Chromecast, Google Chromecast-like devices that you can just plug in any smart TV and watch the content from Decent.
Cool.
Streaming like this.
So we have a question from the live chat here. How will copyrights and royalties be enforced? Like, how are you making sure that when I download a file, like the original creator or uploader is getting paid maybe the micropayments? Because you guys are trying to implement tipping and whatnot in this too, right?
We don't have it yet currently, the tipping, so we don't have this feature for now.
Okay.
Probably later, but we are focusing on the content delivery and redundancy right now.
So, but people can verify that they're watching, an episode of Blocktalk that's uploaded by me and not someone else, right? Like there's some sort of means to have a like provable maybe reputation or something.
Yeah, it does have. We have a decentralized reputation secured by blockchain. So if you are a genuine author, you can register your name and your ID, so everyone will see it is you. And if you upload genuine content, so people will see it comes from you. So it's like on Twitter, everyone knows your Twitter handle at block_talk, so everyone knows it is you. So it's in a similar way, but the difference is that it's secure in a blockchain. So Twitter, right? If we're talking about Twitter, Twitter is also a middleman, right? and it's also kind of a, you can say, content delivery network and so on from this point of view, and they can actually.
Oh, sorry. I got construction work going on here.
So they can tweak the content, right? Your reputation. For example, I ordered some books in one ebooks in one European marketplace, and I put a very bad rating about those ebooks because I didn't like it in the shop and so on, and that feedback didn't get published on their website. So they only published positive ones because it was better for their business. So this is something that would never happen in Decent because all the feedbacks are in the blockchain. So people who are genuine can have a lifetime reputation secured by blockchain and cryptographically provable. Everyone can see what happened. So.
Now, are these reputations, are they like kind of like public keys in Bitcoin, or are they actually like something legible, like block_talk? Because I'm kind of curious if someone can come in early in the system and then just claim all these names right off the bat, and then like maybe I can't get Blocktalk anymore. Is there any?
Yes, currently the reputation and all the IDs is something like public keys in Bitcoin, but we are going to do it in a more readable way. But in a proof of concept, it's just like a public key, so basically a string of characters. Yeah.
Okay, so pseudonymous, as it is in Bitcoin. Another question in the chat here. Someone was asking, what is the architecture of the blockchain, proof of work, proof of stake? I think you mentioned Peercoin though, so it's going to be a proof of stake system.
Yeah, Peercoin has a proof of stake, but we actually modify this system and we make it a proof of custody, POC, proof of custody, or you can think, for example, proof of resource in MadeSafe. So how do miners actually earn ECT based on what? So basically, one of the criteria in the equation is the space they share. So how many gigabytes they share on their hard drive. There is the bandwidth. For example, in China, it wouldn't be good with my connection now. They wouldn't earn much. So how fast is their bandwidth? And then also the time, right? How long they are online, and sharing the content. So it's similar to BitTorrent. And then also their CPU, how fast they can verify transactions, because there are decryption transactions and encryption and key splitting. Very advanced cryptography is in there. So these are basically four criteria in the equation. It's based on this. And I'm currently working on some economical models of prediction of how much one can earn by hosting what content and at what price. So, yeah, time.
Cool. So there's definitely going to be like a marketplace and actually some sort of competition for finding valuable content, right?
Exactly.
Cool. So yeah, you mentioned MadeSafe, which I guess they just launched their alpha today. I guess, do you view this as a competitor to MadeSafe, or is there something that you think you're doing differently to MadeSafe that maybe sets you apart?
Yes, I think from the point of view of the miners, right, that would like to join their resources to some network to earn some cryptocurrency, we could be considered a competitor for MadeSafe from this point of view. But from the point of view of authors and content consumers, basically basically understand MadeSafe as a decentralized Dropbox, right? One can just store his or her data in there and then maybe send some links to someone and share it. But Decent is quite different. It's focused on the one-to-many relationships, from one author to many content consumers. So one can sell an ebook to many people. Right, so this is kind of the difference I see with MadeSafe and Decent.
Okay, and someone in the chat was also mentioning storage as well for kind of proof of ownership, or proof of storage, or that sort of same concept. But I think actually storage and MadeSafe are kind of working together in some degree. I know I've heard Sean Wilkinson kind of talk about that They were trying to link up resources of some sort. I'll have to maybe get them back on the show again and find out more. But
Mhm.
so can you tell us more about the ICO, like how much you're kind of planning on or hoping to raise, and what the funds are kind of going to be used for, and yeah, like what sort of expectations we can have?
Sure. So the decent ICO, decent software sale is currently an open ICO, so there is no upper cap on the number of coins we would issue in there. So this is the current situation. And concerning the goals, we do not have any specific goals we want to raise. It's just how much people put in there, that much we could use. And we only have prediction scenarios and milestones. So we have three scenarios. It's in dollars. It's 1 million, 5 million, and 10 million, depending how much we can raise. And then this money is distributed according to the milestones. We are actually talking with a very famous person from Bitcoin Talk who has already done many escrows, and we would like to put all these bitcoins into an escrow according to milestones. So there would be preset objectives to see until to see whether we can deliver it on time. If we deliver it, then the new next milestone will be unlocked. So, and what we would like to do basically is first, we are a decent foundation. We would, similar to Linux Foundation or Apache Foundation or I don't know, Mozilla Foundation, we would like to develop a great open source product for the community with their participation, listen to their suggestions, and release a stable version, probably 2 stable version per year. So this is kind of the goal of the foundation, and our plan is for 5 years. So we would like to use whatever money we get, if it is enough. If it's probably only 1 million, we wouldn't be able to go with this for 5 years. But we would need to raise additional funds somewhere else. But if the ICO is successful, I think we would keep it going for 5 years with this funding. So what we are focused on is really the quality of the software and then the service to the community. So for this purpose, Decent Foundation keeps 35 millions of DCT, and out of these 35 millions of DCT, 15 millions are designated for further investments. What does it mean? Decent Foundation is a non-profit, so we need to sustain the decent ecosystem in one way or another. So we are going to support projects that would use decent. So if anyone has an idea about great apps or whatever projects that would use use decent, we would have resources and funds, 15 million DCT, to invest into them. Most of these would be early stage investments. So there are actually already people contacting us and proposing projects. So if someone is interested, you are very welcome to send the proposals.
Well, yeah, I see you
So,
guys kind of have like a functioning prototype in the YouTube video. Is that kind of running on a mainnet, or do you guys actually have the testnet going right now, or is there a main network going right now? I'm kind of curious what stage it's in.
it's just a testnet. The prototype we have is only in testnet, and it's currently closed. Also, our source code is closed.
Will not found.
Oh, sorry. Voice control is on. Okay, sorry
What
for
does
that.
Siri have to say?
Yeah, we have a source code, but we are kind of polishing it now, and we will publish it probably a week before the ICO or something like this. So people can check out what we have and probably already help us with the development. Based on how much we can raise, we are currently, our code base is in C++, but we would like to rewrite it in Go. To make it faster and more efficient. We found a great code developer in Europe, and he's probably going to join our team.
Yeah, I hear lots of good things about Golang. So no, it's good. I like the sounds of the escrow that you guys have and how you kind of have different stages because as we kind of go into this, you know, you're kind of reporting like you look at the whole Bitcoin space, the cryptocurrency space as a VC company, and if you want a piece of the pie, like you need to show that you are, meeting certain deliveries and that funds are kind of coming through you in a designated way, and that you're actually kind of doing what you say you're going to do. So I like the sounds of that. Like that the roadmap is definitely something I'll have to look at closer. And yeah, I think with the connections you're making in China, like as we were kind of talking about before the show started, like China is a real hotbed for blockchain technology. So there's really, I think a lot of the driving force is probably coming from there. Hence why there's so many conferences and meetups there. And are you planning on going to DevCon, the Ethereum
Um,
conference?
do we mean the one in September?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. I will be in the US at that time, so unfortunately not. But there is one more conference I'm going to attend next week. Is in Shenzhen, first mainland Chinese city next to Hong Kong, and there would be an audience, expected audience of more than 500 people. So it's kind of a big conference also.
Now, is there any particular reason you decided to build your own blockchain, or instead of, trying to build an application layer on Bitcoin, or even use something like Ethereum?
Yeah, I think the one of the reasons was that when we were thinking about this, Ethereum has not been launched yet, or any kind of proof platform, so we didn't know whether we can base it on this or not. But this is one of the reasons, and the second reason is that we would like to be really in control of what we produce. So we actually believe it's better to not to be based on someone else in this, then we can deal with the IO, with the transactions per second, and so by ourselves, and we provide a good product. So I think this is the main reason that we would like to be in control of the network, of course, with the video community.
You're cutting out just slightly. That 4G hotspot is really getting punishment.
Yeah. A
um,
bit better than Wi-Fi over here.
no,
With
no,
VPN, could
it
be
just
worse.
comes in waves. That's all. So I know I've interviewed quite a few projects kind of in the same realm, like they're dealing with media and content hosting and rights of music. One thing I've heard is live streaming was possible on another project. Do you guys have any sort of way of facilitating live streaming, or the BitTorrent kind of not really capable of that?
The problem with live streaming is that there is a delay. There is a significant delay at the very beginning until it gets spread over the node. So what we would like to do is to get in data centers partners in the call, maybe some of those that would allow service going through them, so they do not in the network. We are currently partnered with the second biggest data center in Slovakia, who are
Oh, sorry, Matt. You might have to turn your quality down just a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit when you're speaking. The
sorry.
little bars on the top, the bandwidth, you can set it lower.
Settings.
Yeah, you'll see there's a camera and the microphone, and then kind of like the cell phone bars.
Is
There
it
you
better now?
Yeah, like your quality's down a bit, so now we can hear the audio much better. So you were
Yeah.
saying about Slovakia?
Yeah, in Slovakia, we are partnering with the second biggest data center and hosting company in the country that is going to support us.
Okay, so now if they're such a big company, is there a kind of risk of 51% attacks or them kind of owning the network, or I guess how would you look at an attack on the network? Or I'm trying to think how this could be gamed really.
Yeah, I think in the very beginning of the launch of Net, we look to secure all of nodes by ourselves, a decent foundation. So this is where the data centers can give us great help with against attackers. So, but once the network is spread enough and big enough, there wouldn't be a need of this. So this is kind of the basic idea, to be safe at the very beginning, to not to be attacked by someone.
Yeah, you gotta have a big network to kind of be more trusted. So even if that means you have a big so-called mining pool or big miner, as long as they're a trusted source, that's a good start. So Andrew has a question here. From Decent's perspective in intellectual property, whomever uploads the content first is basically the official author and owner. Can't I just upload a lot of other people's stuff first? So I guess what he's saying is, yeah, is the first person to get the file on the network, are they the owner of it, or you guys kind of putting together a metric for someone to actually claim ownership?
In the current POC, we don't have a mechanism to deal
Oh,
with this.
I'm sorry, Matt. You're probably gonna have to go to just audio. Maybe bump your quality down one more.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, you're loud and clear now. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. The quality is decreasing with the time. Yes. So in the current POC, we do not have a mechanism to deal with copyright infringement. So if someone just uploads any kind of stuff in there, we can't delete it. We did it at the protocol layer, because Decent is DAO and it's not kind of controlled by us. It's decentralized. But in our roadmap, we are planning to do with this in one of the first versions. So there would be a metric, and we are using advanced AI algorithms to deal with this.
Okay. Um, so I guess maybe one way like people can differentiate their content is like because really the only thing that makes one file different than another is one byte. So there could be I'll change one pixel on one frame in the video, and then now it's a different file. So it's just a matter of them uploading it to make it slightly different. Maybe you guys can even include like a nonce value with every upload, so it's easy to differentiate them from any other files that might be out there, right?
Yeah, this is what we are thinking about, because as you said, you just change one character in the file, and the hash is totally different. So only hash protection is just not enough. For instance, we've been talking about the world's third or fourth biggest manufacturer of ebook readers, and that is interested to integrate our service into their devices. And what they were concerned about was the DRM, if we can kind of provide DRM in the system. So it would be another layer using the protocol. So in order to put readers, we would need to put an additional layer that would protect the users by using DRM. So this is one of the how it would work.
Okay, I think I caught some of that. Maybe so you were saying there's DRMs that you actually can have in the system in place. So maybe even Andrew's saying this is why I hate the Great Firewall of China. Yeah, we'll have to work on a better VPN service. But so there is potential for DRMs or even kind of like file ownership to be enforced, maybe from the hardware level, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. This is this, yeah. And
Oh,
it can be on separate layers, so it could run on Decent. So in order to get to specific devices, one would need to use the DRM, for instance.
interesting. So that Chrome stick you were kind of talking about, is that something on your roadmap, or is that just kind of like a pie in the sky idea, or?
It is something in our roadmap. So it is described in our roadmap PDF on decent.th on our website. And like to start with this probably at the end of next year or beginning of 2018. So in China, they are very excited about the idea of people are very excited about the idea of decentralized streaming using blockchain, using Decent, and these Chrome stick devices. So if we find the right partner for the manufacturing, then I think we could do it. We can do it really fast.
Well, you're in China, so that's where a good chunk of it's made. So can you kind of give us an outline of like what the timeline's going to be? Like we're going to have like the ICO in September, and then is the main net going to launch right away, or is it going to be kind of at Christmas time, or is there going to be like a little bit of development period to polish everything up? Kind of, yeah. Let us know what sort of time we're looking at.
Yeah, so the ICO is going to be finished at the beginning of November, and during the ICO, we will need some time for development updates and launching the real system. So improving what we have, optimizing everything, so changing the market a bit, meet the requirements of the community, and so the expected launch is currently in Q2 2017. We probably push it to Q1. Just depends how good people we can hire and in how much time. But it seems pretty optimistic. Also in China, there is a lot of support to this. So especially in the field of Go developers, Golang developers. So maybe we would launch it in Go. So what public can expect is currently Q2 2017.
Okay, cool. So I guess it's mostly dependent on kind of your funding round to see how much, however much money you get is however fast it's going to come, sort of thing.
Exactly, and how much we can do as well, right? If we just don't raise probably enough, some of the features we will not be able to implement by the foundation from this.
Now, like you're saying, this application can be really big in China due to censorship. So are you guys kind of talking with the government there, or are you just kind of ignoring them? Like I'm curious to see if they're going to look at you as a potential threat for their control of information, or.
Yeah, true. In China, I mean, sense of VPN to get on this call, for instance. Yes, we had few meetings with legal representatives on various entities in China, and we currently have one a Chinese lawyer in our team to help us with the legal aspects of this. So we are in touch with them and looking for the best solution that could work in China.
Cool. We've got another question from the live chat. Do you guys have a mobile application, or is that kind of another thing on your roadmap?
This is a thing on our roadmap. We currently only have a desktop application and a web app for publishing of ebooks and blogs. So we haven't published the screenshot of that, but we'll do it. And the mobile application, iOS and Android, is on our roadmap at the beginning of 2017. So probably excited with the launch of Decent Core.
Okay, caught some of that, but okay. Just asking Andrew if he has any more questions. Thanks to everyone in the live chat. Like you guys have been really great for your curiosity here. Someone was asking if you're hiring, in particular, a community coordinator. Where are you guys located? China temporarily, if I understood that correctly.
Yes, most of our team is in Slovakia, in Europe, and we've got ambassadors all around the world. So yes, we are hiring people. So if anyone is interested, just drop me an email at info@decent.ch.
Yeah, I see you have a lot of media partners on your website. So what sort of What sort of responsibilities do you have for these media partners that you're kind of developing?
Yeah, so one of the principal things of media partnership is that they would use this when it is launched for their digital content. So our network would have users right after it's launched. It will start without the actual users. So this is one of the things, and they also help us with promotion of ICO. So basically, we've got a budget, kind of a budget dedicated for marketing purposes of our ICO. So if anyone is interested to cooperate, we can dedicate some part of this.
Cool. I'll send you over my sponsorship pricing sheet then.
Thanks.
Let's see here. Well, yeah, not too many other questions here. It looks like Andrew's all quiet. Maybe we'll kind of get to the end of the show here and wrap up. But uh, trying to think what I know there was something else I wanted to ask. I'll probably come after I do our traditional wrapping up. We like to end every show with a Bitcoin price prediction. So what we do is we pull up the Bitcoin chart here and we ask you what do you think the Bitcoin price is going to be in 1 week's time? So next Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now the price is currently at 581. Here, let me share my screen for the audience at home. Andrew's saying he hates this part. He's always wrong. Well, you know what? It's fun. It's prediction. There's no money on the line here, but yeah, like we're definitely kind of rolling over here. Maybe I might even go first and say we're probably gonna come back down to around 520. Maybe I'll say 527. What are you thinking, Matt?
I think it's 5581, right? 581 now.
Yep, that's correct.
So okay, I think it would be 5568.
568. All right. That'll be 568. Now I'm not too sure how many people there are in at Decontrol right now because Andrew hasn't got their camera. Oh, Jenna's there. She's saying 4,020. Every week it's always so bullish, but it seems to be coming down a little lower every time.
Yeah.
4,020.
Bitcoin, it's Bitcoins, right?
Andrew's deciding 800. Wow. Okay. I don't want to be mean, Andrew, but I don't think you're gonna win.
Who is the closest or
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah. Next week next week I'll send out a tweet. I know I'm a little behind, guys. I got like probably 6 or 7 episodes that I still have to tweet the charts out. But you know what? Sunday I have a little bit of time. I'm gonna blast it out. But we got 2 votes for 780. All right, Andrew, you give me a name on those, and I'll put them on. But 780 must be a pretty full place down there. I'll maybe pop into the live chat, see if we got any other final questions. There's Mo is saying 575. All right, I'll add that in. Cam and Paul are saying 700. All right, where did my screen go here? So Cam and Paul. Let me fix that. And Mo 575. All right, cool. Well, this has been a great chat, and I guess if anyone has any more questions, they can reach out to you at Decent Platform on Twitter.
Yeah, sure. We are ready to answer there, or even my own handle is at MatMichalko. So just the first part of my first name and my surname.
Cool. We definitely saw that on your lower third. Oh, Andrew has a quick question. let's see how fast I can type it out. But yeah, if anyone wants to tweet at you, then they can see your Twitter handle at the start of the show. You had it in your lower third. It was written out there. Maybe I'll even add it to the description below. Um, if we want to publish something right now, when would we be able to do that? So I guess um, you have the private testnet right now. Um, is there going to be a
Yes,
public testnet?
I would need for the real network, so it's until like 2000, beginning of 2017. This was published before. Actually, more detailed roadmap with specific milestones will come out in the, believe in the next week. So it will be described there. But I believe in the end of this year there would be already a testnet out, so people can use it to publish their stuff
All
just
right,
for
so
fun
sounds good.
purposes. Yeah.
Well, we're all very excited, and maybe we'll have you on in the fall. Maybe if you're in Slovakia, we'll get a bit better connection without a firewall, and we'll get to see the full public version of the project. And yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah, so thanks everyone for tuning in, and yeah, thanks Matt for joining us today and telling us about your project, Decent. And yeah, best of luck to you.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, not a problem. And yeah, everyone at home, we'll see you in the next 1,000 blocks.